What's up, everybody? Glad you're back. Today I want to talk about how to hang a bear bag. I'll be the first to admit that it's not the sexiest topic, especially when you compare it to how to pitch a tarp or gear reviews or something like that, but it's really important. My long-term vision for the channel is to have it be a place where people who are interested in learning more about the sport of backpacking can come and get their questions answered. There's somebody out there right now who's trying to learn how to pitch a bear bag, and honestly, I want to be the one that teaches it to them. So let's get into it. First off, this is obviously about keeping you safe and not attracting bears into your campsite. But also, it's about the bears, right? It's about the wildlife. Bears that get habituated to coming into campsites because they're used to eating human food are eventually put down, and that sucks. So we all want to do our parts to try and make sure that that doesn't happen. Also, it's not just about bears. There's a whole ton of other creatures out there that like to get into your food and eat things if they can. For instance, around here, the squirrels, they're just absolutely ravenous and they'll eat through anything. So you really want to make sure that you're keeping your food safe and it's not getting chewed up on trail and you don't wake up one morning and have no food left to eat. Similar to the other videos that we've done in the past, I first want to walk through some tips and tricks, then we'll go through gear, and then finally I'll show you how to actually hang the bag. In terms of overall principles of how we want to do things here, first off, you want to make sure that your food bag, your campsite, and where you cook are all 200 feet roughly from each other. You also want to make sure that you're hanging your food downwind from your campsite. We want to make sure that the bear bag hangs 12 feet off the ground, if not higher, 6 feet from the trunk of the tree, and 6 feet from the branch that it's actually hanging from. The easiest way to accomplish this is to follow the steps that we're going to walk through, but also find a tree that's about 20 feet high that we're going to hang from. So in terms of gear, first we'll need a bear bag. I have a Z-Packs food bag. You can really use anything that you want. I prefer to use a dry bag so that it doesn't get rain in it. I find that it's a little bit easier to work with, but totally up to you. Really, any old stuff sack will work. Second, we're gonna need a carabiner of some kind to attach your food bag to your line. Third, we'll need 40-ish feet of line. This is Samson Lashet. I also have a bowline loop tied on the end of this so that I can more easily attach it to the carabiner. If you forgot how to use a bowline loop, you can watch my video that I most recently posted where I go through all those knots. I'll put a link up here. Next, we'll need a rock bag. This just makes it easier. Technically, you could just tie your line around a rock or a branch or something like that and throw it over the tree branch. But having a stuff sack like this really makes it a lot simpler. You can fill it up with, gravel or one big rock and just kind of huck it over the tree branch without it being a big deal. Just makes life easier. Again, I have a Z-Packs brand rock bag. And finally, you'll need a toggle of some kind. I'll go through that in just a minute in terms of how that works, but I use an extra stake just because I always carry an extra stake anyway, just in case I bend one, but you could use a tree branch or something like that. There's also something that's known as a PCT stick. I believe it's made by Dutchware. I'll include the link down below. I haven't used it yet, but it looks pretty cool. It's just a little device that's made specifically for attaching to the line of your bear bag to keep it up. But yeah, I use a stake. Now let's hang a bag. All right, so we found a tree with an overhanging branch that's about 20 feet high. So now we're ready to hang our food bag. First, I'm gonna grab my line here. I'm gonna take my carabiner and we're gonna put it on there. Then I found a rock. It's gonna go in my rock bag here. Tighten that up just a bit. I'm gonna unspool my line. I like to just completely unravel it. Makes it way easier when you're throwing it up there so you don't accidentally throw all of your line over the tree in a lump as well. Done that, it's annoying. We'll take this guy, and the objective is to get the rock over the tree branch. I see people online in various videos doing swinging and stuff like that to do it. I don't think that's any easier. I just like to overhand it, seems to work just fine. And then I hold on to the other end so that it doesn't get away from me. So, come over here, and we're just gonna huck this guy over the tree branch. So now that our rock bag is down, we're gonna take it off of our carabiner, grab our food bag, and we can put our rock bag in here. It's important to note that if the bag isn't heavy enough to have gravity pull it back down later, your bag's just gonna be stuck up in a tree and you're out of luck. So make sure that it's heavy enough, add a rock if you need to. Close that back up. I'm gonna grab my carabiner and I'm gonna clip it onto my food bag. Mine has a little loop for it, but if you don't have that, it's fine. You can just clip it on here or whatever. Now, very important, we're gonna take this line and we're now gonna put it through the carabiner as well. I forget to do that all the time and I pull it up into the tree and then I realize that, you know, I didn't do it right. So make sure that you clip it on there. And then from there on out, we're just going to pull. And I'm gonna pull it up all the way to the branch until it stops. And then from there, I'm gonna reach up high and I'm gonna make a clove hitch. Again, if you don't remember how to do a clove hitch, I just did a video with this knot and I'll include a link so that you can check it out and you know how to do it. My stake goes in there. Tighten it up and then you let go. And then to get the bag down, all we do is pull. We can remove our stake. Again, it's much easier with a stake than a stick because you can just kind of pull it out and then let it go and down comes our bag. And that's how you string up a bear bag. Thanks so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one.